Oh man, it's about that time, y'all. It's about that time. Welcome, family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Sunday and welcome to the Sunday night soul session. This is the Cave Within, your live digital sanctuary for all things poetry, meditation, and stillness. Yes, yes. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. For those who have been tuning into the Cave Within on a regular basis, welcome back. Welcome back. Feels good to be back on this April the 26th, 2026 evening. For those who are tuning in to the first time, welcome aboard tonight's stream. This is going to be your spiritual exhale to kind of close out the week, right? This is a place to let the week settle and let the noise quiet down and simply just reconnect with something deeper than the pace you've been living at. Because tonight we're leaning into stillness, surrender, connection, presence, and peace of the power of the Christ tonight. So, if you need rest, reflection, prayer, gratitude, or just a moment to feel held by something bigger than the week that you had, you're in the right place. You are tuned in to the Cave Within, your balanced fusion of poetry, meditation, and stillness. This is a space for the wary, the grateful, the healing, the searching, right? And the soul that just needs to breathe again, really, more than anything. And like always, for those who are tuning in to the Cave Within on a regular basis, or if this is your first time, if this experience supports your piece tonight, please do me a favor, leave a tip, hit that subscribe button to kicks.com backslash Mr. Did Not Give Up 44 at Mr. Did Not Give Up 44, which is, of course, based off of my book, The Man Who Didn't Give Up, which explains how we can maneuver through the chaos, turmoil, and uncertainty by building your own personal resilience plan to help you battle the resistance, of course. But before we go any further, like we always do, to kind of tune in to the cave that we have within us, in the cave within, let's start off with our nice big deep breath together. So let's take one deep breath with me. Inhale for 3 to 5 seconds through your nose. Hold your breath for about 3 to 5 seconds and then slowly exhale for 3 to 5 seconds. Like if you're setting something heavy down, right? So again, I want you to inhale through your nose again, just for 3 to 5 seconds. Hold your breath 3 to 5 seconds. Slowly exhale once more for 3 to 5 seconds. And we'll do that one more time together. Go ahead and just inhale through the nose for 3 to 5 seconds. Hold your breath for 3 to 5 seconds. And once more, exhale slowly for 3 to 5 seconds. Notice how we're just inhaling peace, right? Holding on to the presence of the breath, which is the superhero of self care, to where we can take care of ourselves. And then we exhale all the pressure away. And that just lets us know that we made it here. And that's really all that matters at the end of the day, because tonight you don't have to perform, you don't have to explain everything. You really don't. You don't have to fix your whole life in one sitting like we do at the Cave Within on every digital broadcast within this digital sanctuary. All we got to do is just simply arrive, y'all. And you made it here with me. And I truly appreciate that wherever you may be, however you may be listening to this live stream, without a doubt. It feels good to be back within the cave within for sure. And as we begin, I want to kind of invite you to continue to release the week, because it's been a pretty long week, I'm sure, for some people. Like, I could honestly say it's been quite the roller coaster of a week for myself personally, but it feels good to finally be at the end of the week and getting a chance to kind of reflect and kind of see what went well, what didn't went well, what worked out and what didn't work out, and just make those adjustments, continue to adapt and pivot if necessary, all while remaining committed and consistent within your craft, within whatever empowers, uplifts, and inspires you. But again, we're going to release the week right now. We're going to release all of the deadlines, disappointments, the conversations that may have drained us. We're going to release the things you've tried to control and couldn't. I know I'm definitely looking forward to releasing that with you right now alone. Tonight is not about carrying it all. As a friendly reminder, everyone, tonight is about coming home to yourself in the presence of the Most High God. So again, we're gonna do a short grounding practice. That way we can come back to the presence of the Most High God, or y'all would probably refer to it maybe as the source or the higher power, the creator of all things. Needless to say, it points back to the same thing at the end of the day. But again, if you're comfortable, I want you to place one hand on your chest, then I want you to place the other hand on above your belly button region. And the next inhale that you take, again, take an inhale through the nose. And as you inhale, notice how when you take that nice deep inhale, how the breath flows through your chest, expanding the chest, and then at the same time expanding your belly button as your stomach extends out. And then as you hold your breath, it's still doing the exact same thing. Now, when you exhale, your chest starts to sit back in and your belly button starts to fall back into your stomach region and everything. So we're going to do that again. Just kind of inhale, keep one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly button. Again, just inhale through your nose. Notice your breath, notice your body, notice where you've been holding tension as you exhale slowly. And as you inhale through your nose, holding your breath for a few seconds before you exhale, no judgment, just awareness here. I want you to just gently say to yourself, right, that I am here. I am safe enough in this moment. I can rest now. The Most High God, the source, the creator of all things, is still with me. As we inhale through our nose, as we exhale through our nose or mouth, in a nice, comfortable seated position, or if we're laying down nice and relaxed, with letting our shoulders drop, unclenching our jaw, releasing any tension that we may be noticing within our sensations throughout the body. Again, no judgment, just awareness as we continue to inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose or mouth. Again, just gently say to yourself, I am here. I am safe enough in this moment, and I could rest now because the Most High God, the higher power, the source, creator, whatever you want to refer to it as, you could argue about the name, but you can't deny its existence. It's still with you, but most importantly, it's still within you. Always has been and always will be. As we take one more inhale through our nose, holding our breath for a few seconds, and then once more, we'll go ahead and just exhale slowly through our nose or through our mouth. And again, just taking a moment to kind of just notice the sensations and the feelings within you as we ground ourselves 10 toes down with a solid foundation beneath our feet, or if we're laying down, just grounding ourselves to the point to where we feel our whole entire back of our head, all the way down to the back of our heels, grounded into the mattress of your bed that you're laying in. Again, just reminding yourself that you are here, you are safe enough in this moment, you can rest now because the Most High God, source, creator, higher power, whatever you want to refer to it as, is still with you and it's still within you. And if you're joining live in this particular Cave Within live broadcast in the digital sanctuary for all things poetry, meditation, and the stillness, if you were to drop one word in the chat that kind of describes, how you're arriving tonight, whether it's tired, grateful, hopeful, restless, open, heavy, peaceful, whatever comes to your mind. Let me know how you're feeling in the chat, like always. Subscribe to kicks.com /Mr. Did Not Give Up 44 at Mr. Did Not Give Up 44. This is the Cave Within. This is your live digital sanctuary for all things poetry, meditation, and stillness. And best believe this is awesome. It is definitely awesome, without a doubt. But again, just let me know how y'all are feeling in the chat, whatever comes to mind, like always. And most importantly, I just want to say this, y'all. Thank y'all for being honest. Whatever word you brought in, whatever comes to your mind, remember, you're not fighting it tonight at all. We're just bringing it to the light. That's all we're doing. We're just bringing it to the light, without a doubt. And now that we have arrived and we have kind of grounded ourselves for a little bit, we are going to be diving into some spoken word immersion for sure, which means it's time to dive into our poetry for tonight, y'all. And we're going to be diving into some we're going to be diving into some Christ-centered poetry tonight here within the Cave Within. All right. Go ahead and dive into our first poetry reading for today. Let's see here. The first poetry reading for tonight here on this Sunday night soul session edition of the Cave Within. It's called Carry. I was kind of figuring out what I was going to name this poem, but since I mentioned the word carried a lot in this particular one, this first reading is called Carried. 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 Because we all have, you have, I have, we've carried the week on our shoulders, right? We carried it in our jaws. We carried it in our sleep. We carried it in the silence between your prayers. But even now, even here, the breath still finds you. The mercy still finds you. The peace of Christ still finds you. You do not need to become smaller to survive. You do not need to become harder to be holy. You do not need to break to prove you were burdened. You are allowed to soften. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to return. Carried and allowed. Why not? Carried and allowed. That's the name of that first reading right there, because we all carry something along the way within us. What we all carry some form of baggage. Some form of we always carry some form of sin, form of worry or stress or fear or pressure. It's something that it seems like we're always carrying something that kind of just brings us down, and then it's like it feels like it's, if not slowing us down, stopping us right in our tracks because of the heavy load that we're trying to carry. But at the end of the day, we're still in tune with who we are, what we are about, and what we represent through the power of the breath more so than anything. And we just got to remind ourselves that we're always going to have a home within the power of the Christ at the end of the day, because the power of the Christ, we could do all things through the power of the Christ that gives us the strength. And sometimes if we just have a little extra boost the strength, we can continue to go the distance, and we can continue to establish new lengths, so to speak, right? So let's read that first poem one more time. Carried and Allowed. That's the name of this poem. I didn't know what I was going to call it, honestly. It just came to me as we were flowing here within the Cave Within. And sometimes it happens like that. It really, really does happen like that sometimes. But anywho, Carried and Allowed. You have carried the weak in your shoulders, carried it in your jaw, carried it in your sleep, carried it in the silence between your prayers. But even now, even here, the breath still finds you, the mercy still finds you, the peace of Christ still finds you. You do not need to become smaller to survive, y'all. You do not need to become harder to be holy. You do not need to excuse me, you do not need to break to prove you are burdened. You are allowed to soften. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to return. Carried and allowed. Gotta love it, y'all. Gotta love it, baby. Before we go on into this second reading, I wanted to kind of touch on this one a little bit in particular because we all have this place inside of us to where we can go into, to where we can kind of rediscover ourselves and kind of go into the quote unquote dark and everything, which it's funny because it's funny how some people are scared of the dark or they try to run away from the darkness and everything when we should just embrace it. Because last time I checked, the Most High God created everything to begin with, because it all comes down to the law of polarity, which is you can't have one without the other. You can't have the dark without the light, and you can't have the light without the dark. Both of them need each other in order to cancel each other out more so than anything. Just like you can't have good without evil, love without fear, all of those things. It goes hand in hand, hot without cold, etc., etc. There's two sides to every single coin, which is why I truly believe in the concept of from caves to crowns, which is pretty much going from the dark to the light. So there's a place inside of us to where we can go to, which is called our quote unquote shadow, which represents the darker psyches of ourselves that we always like to keep hidden from everybody and anything in the whole entire world. I mean, I would be lying if I said I don't have a few things in my shadow that are in that particular perspective, but I'm working on revealing it to the light slowly but surely, without a doubt. Excuse me. I'm a work in progress, but at the same time, I am a perfect imperfection at the end of the day when it's all said and done. So that's kind of the backstory that I wanted to give a little bit before we go into this second poem, which is we're going to call it A Place Inside, right? There's a place inside you where the noise cannot follow, a place where fear grows quiet, a place where the soul remembers. It was made for more than rushing. In that still place, God does not ask you to pretend. The Most High God, rather, does not ask you to pretend. He asks you to trust, He asks you to breathe, He asks you to let go. And sometimes that's the bravest thing you can do. There's a place inside, y'all. There's a place inside. It's something that'll make you laugh and feel good right there about yourself. Knowing that you have a place inside to where you could rediscover yourself, to where you could give yourself that necessary rebirth, to where you can transform, go through that inner transformation that's absolutely necessary when it's all said and done. Oh, yeah. Because there is a place inside you, y'all, where the noise cannot follow, where fear grows quiet, where the soul remembers. It was made for more than rushing. In that still place, the Most High God does not ask you to pretend. He asks you to trust. He asks you to breathe. He asks you to let go. And sometimes that is the bravest thing that you can do. And that's the truth right there. That is the truth. All right, y'all. I'm excited about this. We're flying through this Sunday night soul session. I was looking forward to doing this in particular today. Wanted to add a little bit of a different twist, just kind of empower and uplift and inspire y'all just to stay motivated as you move in motion. And we could all spur on to one another when we acknowledge each other through the power of love, through the power of good deeds. And that's how we can continue to come together and stay united as we stand strong together versus divided, where we all fall apart and it's at the end of the day. So, overall, what we're about to do, for those who are tuned into the Cave Within on a regular basis, y'all know at what time it is exactly. We're about to get into our meditation for the night. We're about to get into our meditation for the night. I am excited about that for y'all. We're about to get into this meditation. And again, for those who are listening like for the first time and everything, for those who are listening for the first time and everything, here we go. For those who are listening for the first time, again, we're gonna move into a deeper ambient block now, where it's less talking, more breathing, more receiving, more stillness. And if you're using this stream to study, focus, sleep, journal, pray, or simply let yourself be held by the atmosphere, this is your time. You do not need to do anything perfectly. You do not need to have the right words. All you have to do is just listen, breathe, and just be. 1 second here. We're about to dive right into this here. Second here. We'll make a transition into our meditation, y'all. Y'all let me know how y'all are feeling in the chat. Let me know how y'all feeling in the chat. Y'all ready for this Sunday night soul meditation, y'all? Y'all ready to lock in? Y'all ready to lock in? Let's do it. Got to make sure we set the tone right. We got to set the tone right. 1 second here. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for our meditation now. So what we're going to do, like always, I want us to slowly but surely, if you're sitting down, just sit nice, tall, and upright in a nice seated position. If you're laying down, just continue to lay down nice and relaxed, relieving all tension that may be within throughout your body. Doing a quick little body scan, and we'll slowly but surely close your eyes or soften your gaze, whichever is most suitable and comfortable for you, as you release yourself and detach yourself from your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, and your ego. Not to ignore them and act like they don't exist, but to simply acknowledge and accept and embrace them for what they are, as you become the observer and the watcher of these thoughts, feelings, and emotions, as you visualize your thoughts, feelings, emotions, your ego like cars on the street or in the highway going back and forth, passing you by, etc. As we lay in and dial in with these tranquil forest water sounds, this relaxing nature, birds singing, and we're just embracing the beauty of nature that we're experiencing as we're inhaling through our nose for 3 seconds, of course, holding our breath for 3 seconds, and then we'll exhale slowly through our nose, through our mouth for 3 to 5 seconds. Of course, whichever is more suitable or comfortable. Again, just inhaling through our nose, holding our breath for 3 to 5 seconds, and then exhale slowly for 3 to 5 seconds. Again, just reminding yourself that all you got to do is just let the weight of the week fall away one breath at a time. And just, of course, if you get lost, come back to the sound of your breath. I'll go ahead and let y'all focus in on this meditation like always, and I will be right back to come back with, of course, some public service announcements, and we'll do a little bit of reflection to follow as well. This is The Cave Within, your live digital sanctuary for all things poetry, meditation, and stillness. Stay tuned for more in The Cave Within, y'all. All right, everybody, as we continue to inhale calm and exhale stress within our ambient version block, our meditation portion of the evening, as we continue on with our meditation, like always, I would like to give you a few quick little public service announcements here at the Cave Within, your live digital sanctuary for all things poetry, meditation, and stillness. As always, with me being the exercise transformation specialist, I do have mindfulness sessions available with a free consultation. If you are interested in participating in that program to help transform and renew the mind, body, and spirit with a holistic approach and basically resetting the nervous system, please give yours truly, Clifton Pope, a call or text message at 361-765-4760. That's my personal phone number. And you can email me personally at cpope.cp. That's cpope.cp@gmail.com. So we can get you that free consultation set up. That way we can put together a customizable mindfulness program to where we could be renewed and transformed within the mind. Also, a friendly reminder, I do have two new books out now on Amazon as we speak. I do have my second, my next, I do have my poetry book out, The Infinity Chakras, Journey Within. If you're looking for more poetic inspirations and spiritual awakenings, be sure to order your copy of my latest poetry book, Infinity Chakras, Journey Within. Again, available on Amazon in ebook and paperback. Y'all follow me on all of my social media platforms as well: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, etc. I am doing the 7-week chakra challenge still. That is in effect. As a matter of fact, tomorrow's stream that we're going to do for our Monday stream, we're going to introduce, ironically enough, the solar plexus chakra. So stay on the lookout for tomorrow, April the 27th. We will be hosting the solar plexus chakra themed broadcast here at the Cave Within tomorrow on April the 27th, 2026. It will be around 10 p.m. Central Time, between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. Central Time, the usual stream time, like always, as far as when we kick things off here in the Cave Within. Also, my newest book based off of exercise transformation with my work as an exercise transformation specialist, The Fitness Mirage. It is also available on Amazon in ebook and paperback as well. And with the Infinity Chakra Journey Within poetry book and my Fitness Mirage exercise transformation book, I want y'all to please, by all means, leave a review within 48 hours of making your purchase on Amazon for the Infinity Chakra Journey Within. And of course, I appreciate the words of wisdom as far as for those in the chat. They over here saying that I needed a new mic. No, not necessarily. I just needed to turn up the mic a little bit. That's literally all that it really is. I apologize about that A Train ML and everything. Kind of caught me off guard there in the chat there, but I appreciate your honesty though. I really, really do. You know, that's teamwork makes the dream work right there. And now he's over here trying to ask me to name one black invention. That's a random question to ask, but if you want me to answer it, the stoplight, since you want to be acting like you're a genius, like if you're Taj Mori, the smart guy or something over here. I see you, A Train. I see you, A Train. Ah, now he's over here trying to start an argument with me over nothing, trying to throw me off track with from the announcements and stuff. But nothing but love, A Train. Nothing but love. My advice would be just to do a little bit of research and do a little bit of homework on that one. I just educated you on that one for sure. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But yes, you know you're doing something right whenever people in the chat are trying to penetrate you with nonsense just to try to throw you off and stuff like that. It's kind of interesting. Things get interesting within the chat here, within the cave within. And this is for you, A Train ML, for everything that you're saying within the chat, by the way. Joke's on you, buddy. Joke is on you, that's for sure. But anywho, with the announcements and stuff, the Infinity Chakras Journey Within Poetry book, the Fitness Mirage book, my two latest books, those books are available on Amazon. Be sure to order your copies and leave a review within 48 hours after you purchase the books on Amazon, because that review will empower, uplift, and inspire and share more readers into basically just being empowered by the information to where they can gain it and utilize it to their advantage and stuff like that. But other than that, it's some really, really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. The cave within, y'all, the cave within, as we continue to wind down our meditation session, like always, for sure, here in the cave within. Here, as we slowly but surely come back to the power of our breath, to the power of our physical being, as we attach ourselves back into our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, our overall ego, and all of these things. As we wind down with three of our biggest inhales and three of our biggest exhales that we take within our whole entire practice, like always. As we inhale through our nose for 3 to 5 seconds, hold in our breath for 3 to 5 seconds, and then exhale slowly for 3 to 5 seconds. I love it. I love it. I love it. We'll go ahead and inhale once more through our nose. Exhale through our nose or mouth. And then once again, we'll go ahead and inhale through our nose. And then we'll hold our breath once more for 3 to 5 seconds, and then we'll exhale slowly for 3 to 5 seconds. And as we come back in tune with our mind, our body, our spirit, our heart, our gut, and our soul, establishing that inner clarity of our inner knowing, I just want y'all to open up y'all's eyes and say, welcome back. Welcome back, y'all. And y'all ain't missed too much. You're just missing a little bit of a chat going on here right now about two people here in the chat are literally having a conversation with themselves, saying a bunch of things on here that I would say on the stream, but it probably would get me canceled. Let's just saying let's just saying they're basically being a little bit racist and a little bit anti-Semitic. So I'm just not gonna engage in that because that goes against everything the cave within is all about. But other than that, ignore the people who are in the chat right now because they have nothing else better to do with their lives other than to try to spread hate. It's all good. You know you're doing something right whenever people in the chat are trying to spread hate and they're trying to slow down the momentum of what you're trying to do. But for all the people who are in tune within the cave within, I want to ask y'all this, what has shifted for you? What has made you feel lighter? What still needs a little bit more prayer in your life? Because I guarantee you the people in here in the chat right now, they could definitely use a little bit of prayer right now. It's like the adversary and the enemies of, good old Lucy are basically kind of just tearing them apart from within, which is why they're saying the same old things repetitive just so they could try to penetrate your boy's spirit and soul, but no, 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 that is not going to happen at all. So, yes, yes, yes. Tonight is also about reflection. So, I'm going to ask you this. What are you ready to release from this week? What are you grateful for, even if it's small? What does my soul need more of this week? Where do I need more peace, more courage, or more trust? And if you want to drop how you really feel in the chat and not some kind of nonsense, let us know how you truly feel about the whole thing. Just like, hey, I want you to honor whatever it is that you're carrying tonight, because a lot of people come into a space like this because they're tired of pretending everything is fine, or they just have nothing else better to do than just to release a bunch of negative energy just because their own misery doesn't have any company. And I know that's rubbing a lot of people wrong in the chat right now. It's kind of funny too. If y'all see what they're saying in the chat right now, it's like all I gotta say is it's just basically if they know better, they do better. I forgive you for not knowing any better. I forgive you for not knowing any better. But other than that, it's all good. Y'all don't have to pretend here. This is a digital sanctuary. This is a place to unwind at night, study or focus, sleep, reflect, feel spiritually and creatively recentered. And if this space is helping you, you are part of what's keeping it alive. So continue to subscribe to kicks.com/ Mr. Did Not Give Up 44 at Mr. Did Not Give Up 44. Get your copy of my latest poetry book, The Infinity Chakra, A Journey from Within. That's available on Amazon and ebook, or excuse me, on Amazon in paperback and ebook. And also get your copy of The Fitness Mirage as well, which is also on Amazon in paperback and ebook. And please leave a review within 48 hours after you purchase the book. That way it can help reach more readers who can be empowered by the information just as much as you are. Oh, and the Nighttime Sanctuary Volume 1 pack, my first two guided meditations. I have two guided meditations, one on leadership and letting go of fear. If you go to Gumroad, that's GUMroad.com, type in Nighttime Sanctuary Volume 1 pack by yours truly, Clifton Pope. I have two guided meditations you can get in my e-commerce store on Gumroad.com. That's for the Nighttime Sanctuary Volume 1 pack. And I also have the audio book of my poetry book, The Infinity Chakras Journey Within. That is also available on Gumroad.com in my e-commerce platform store. Be on the lookout for the Nighttime Volume 2 Sanctuary Pack. That will be available within the next week or so to kick off the month of May. And also be on the lookout for the audio book for the Fitness Mirage as well, as that shall be out by this time next week as well. As always, there's a lot of things, shaking and moving within the cave within, without a doubt. But other than that, again, I just want to thank y'all for spending your Sunday night here with me. I truly appreciate it. And again, if this experience ministered to your heart tonight, if it helped you breathe easier, if it gave you a place to rest and or reflect and reconnect, please consider tipping or subscribing kicks.com / Mr. Did Not Give Up 44 at Mr. Did Not Give Up 44, because that support alone, it helps me keep creating live sanctuary streams, night reset audio packs, all the guided meditations and frequency immersion sessions, the poetry readings, the guided breathwork combinations. Honestly, it's more than content. This is a space for healing, stillness, and spiritual renewal. And if tonight blessed you, share this stream with someone who needs peace. And if you're returning to the next stream, bring somebody with you. Before you go, remember this. You do not need to outrun the week to heal yourself from it. You only need to return to yourself and let the Most High God meet you there. That's really all y'all got to do. That's all you got to do. But other than that, I want to wish y'all a wonderful night. Rest well, breathe deeply because you are held. This is the Cave Within, your live digital sanctuary for all things poetry, meditation, and stillness. Peace and love. God bless you all.